Hello. Have a look at these two mugs. What do you think? Well, they're both mugs, of course, but I think most of us would prefer to use this one. It's more elegant, it's got a tulip on the front, and of course it's bigger, which means it can hold more coffee. And we are teachers, we need it. Now, I would like to suggest that what is true of mugs is also true of vocabulary activities. Some activities are simply better than others. So let me explain what I mean. Imagine you've been teaching your students vocabulary related to a particular semantic field, like work or education or health, perhaps. And you want them to activate this vocabulary. So you tell them, okay, I want you to write 1 or 2 paragraphs, and I want you to use 6 or 7 of these words and phrases. Now, this task is fine, of course, but it's not particularly interesting, is it? It's a bit boring. It's a display activity. It's something you do for the teacher. But what if we were to take this task and tweak it a bit using the principle of gamification? Gamification is when you take a task and you turn it into a game, which means there are rules, and there's perhaps a scoring system, and of course there's a winner. So let me demonstrate one such activity. Okay? And the activity is called Hide the Word. Here's how it works. Students work in pairs and they take turns. One of the students writes a word or a phrase on a piece of paper. They keep it to themselves. It has to be a difficult word or phrase. And then they have to produce a monologue. They have to talk for about 20 or 30 seconds, and they have to use this word or phrase at least once in what they're saying. The role of the second student is to listen carefully, okay? And they have to write down all the difficult words and phrases that they hear. And at the end, they have to try to guess the word or phrase that the other person has been trying to hide. And they have 3 guesses. Okay? So let me demonstrate. You're going to be student B. Are you ready? Here goes. A terrible accident happened recently near where I live. There was a head-on collision between a car and a truck. And there were a number of casualties. 2 people died on the spot, and another 3 sustained serious injuries. A passerby called an ambulance, and the paramedics arrived after some time, and they put the injured people on stretchers and they rushed them to the hospital. Unfortunately, one of the injured people succumbed to their injuries, and the other 2 are in critical condition. They are in intensive care. What's the word? Could it be sustain? Could it be succumb? Could it be casualties? The word is, in fact, paramedics. Now, I am prepared to bet good money that your students are going to prefer this activity to the previous one because of this principle of gamification. Yeah? And in the forthcoming webinar, I'm going to be demonstrating another 4 activities, and I'm going to be talking about another 4 principles. The principle of success orientation. Why is it important that we make sure our students succeed in the task we set them? The principle of cooperation. How can we get our students working together? The principle of creativity. Are there any truly creative vocabulary activities? And finally, and very importantly, the principle of incongruity and why it is important for us to surprise our students. Okay? Well, I hope to see you all there. Thank you very much. Double espresso, please.